Following up on calcifications just at like a higher level so that I can understand, we're not talking about dietary calcium, or it is excess calcium from our diet, or how do these calcifications form? Can you explain that? Because it's both calcium.
Yes, it's true that taking high dose calcium supplements can increase calcifications in the joints and in the heart. And it's not a good thing.
Okay.
If you want to increase your calcium a little bit, take a little bit with each meal. Don't take a high pill. Don't take 1,000, 1,500 at one time to protect your bones. It's too much of a flood of calcium in your blood at one time that could accelerate calcifications in your heart.
Because you put a small amount of calcium in your multivitamin because you want people to get the optimal amount. So you think we're not getting enough from diet, but too much taken in supplemental form, not with meals, can increase your risk of calcifications in the heart or body.
Right. I also give women a supplement called Osteobiotech, which gives a small amount of food-grade calcium with meals, because absorb very slowly with a small amount of extra calcium, because their dietary intake of high calcium foods isn't sufficient to optimize their bone mass.
Got it.
So we give them a little extra calcium, but it's not hurtful for the heart because we're not giving them a huge spike of calcium.
It is hard though. Like you don't want to be fearful of calcium because it could cause a lot of problems if you're deficient, but then you're saying too much can cause actually systemic problems in the body.
Yeah, but I'm also saying calcifications in the heart are not a major cause of heart disease anyway.
Oh.
They're not the major cause of heart disease. And I was explaining that the calcification has some protective effects at stabilizing the blood vessel wall from rupture.
It's the young plaque.
The young plaque becomes older and more calcified. It becomes stabilized.
But it's the young plaque that is more of a risk of a heart attack.
Yes, it's the newly laid down plaque. The diet you ate the last 6 months determines your risk of heart attack, not the diet you ate the last 6 years as much. So because it's the newly laid down plaque that's most dangerous, not the old stuff that's as dangerous.
I'm getting excited.
And that's good because when you change your diet, you reduce your risk by 99%. Your risk drops by almost 100%, even if you ate badly when you were younger, because your risk is proportional to the diet you're eating now, not the diet you ate for the last 30 years.
And that's where you're saying these tests aren't that helpful because it needs to be looked at so current, not the diet that you've been eating the past 1 to 3 months. It needs to be what you're doing now.
Well, there is a test called a coronary artery CT scan that can look at heterogeneous and visceral and plaque in the heart and can be more accurate than a cardiac calcium score or an angiogram. It's more expensive, exposes you to radiation, and it's a more expensive test. And what's the purpose? I mean, you see a person at high risk, but there is some data to suggest when people see they're at such high risk and they have vulnerable plaque, it induces some people to make more radical lifestyle change that can help them. You don't need, I'm kind of a doctor who minimizes the use of this kind of testing and just says, what do you need to test it? Just do the right thing.
Totally. Like lower your risk.
But if you're not going to make a change unless I can convince you something's wrong, then maybe do the test. But the major problem I see here, why people still having heart attacks, is because they think because they're taking blood pressure medications and they're taking a statin to lower their cholesterol and they have low cholesterol and they think they're now protected because their cholesterol is low, and they're not. It's this falsity that they think that the LDL cholesterol is favorable, they're not going to have a heart attack. That's what's killing everybody of a heart attack. Because for many people taking a statin drug with the cholesterol being favorable, it's like a permission slip, and they think it's okay to eat whatever they want. And because the cholesterol looks low, they think they're okay.